Hey YouTube, I'm Chris, and we'll take a little break from all the music videos and music remixes for a little bit, and I'm going to show you how to convert the regular headlight bulbs for LED in this 2002 Lincoln Town Car. And so it's going to be pretty much all strictly plug and play. We're going to be doing it for both headlights, and the nice thing about this car is it only has just one headlight bulb. It does both high beam and low beam, so it does save quite a bit of time and money. And looks like these headlight lenses are not really too bad. It needs a really good wash, really more than anything, so they're really in good shape. And that's going to be the nice thing. It'll save quite a bit of time and money not having to replace these, because these look like to be in really good, excellent shape so far, other than just need to be washed and cleaned real well. And so I did kind of wash off the car, but it's got just kind of some baked on dirt and grime and whatever. So we don't have to mess with that. And so we're going to be converting the headlight bulbs with this. And I'm going to get it in here. So we got the this Putco brand. It's got the instructions. It's got the directions in here, and so here we have the bulb. This does both high beam and low beam, and this part I believe turns, which makes it pretty nice. I could just turn this outer collar to adjust the beam for sharp or broad, or for the focus, in other words. And so these copper fins will go ahead and they'll just kind of branch out like this to distribute out the heat. So we'll put these in. These are just pretty much just push in and you twist into lock. So this is the anti-flicker part of it. And so we got the so this is already plugged in, and then so this piece will plug into this. So this end will plug into here, and then this end will plug right into the wiring harness for the car. And so this is the other piece that makes it all work. It's a 9007 kind of a bulb. So it tells you in and out. It's all plug and play. There's no splitting of wires or anything like that. It's I think it's actually this. Sorry about that. This outer collar is what turns to make it adjust the focus of the beam, and typically they have this adjusted at the factory for most applications, so you may not have to even mess with it. And so they give you the directions anyway, and all that you need. It tells you how to kind of gives you the directions on how to adjust the beam on here for the adjustment. So it's all pretty nice. It even tells you that copper cloth thing on the end has to be all fanned out properly. So we can do that. So let's get back here to see about taking the old bulbs out. Okay, so we'll start with taking off this plastic cover. And by the way, I bought those LED bulbs from carid.com. I'll do my best to put the link in the description. So first we will start with just twisting that. Most other cars will have a clip here and a clip here, but this doesn't have that, so it makes it quick and easy just to turn the one and remove it. So we got that taken off. That took the whole 2 seconds. And the other cool thing to make it even easier still is to remove this whole headlight assembly. We'll remove this, and then we're going to remove that and this. So these just pull up like this. And then the whole entire headlight assembly will just kind of pull on out. So that's where you got the main headlight bulb there. and so we can always unclip that if we need to get more access into it. So what we'll do is we're just going to go ahead and get into this. I guess what we'll do is we'll go ahead and remove this. So I'm not sure if you can see that. I'm going to be working on this one here. So you can also see a little bit on some of the other bulbs in it. So another time, another future date, I'm planning on taking these other bulbs out here. Can't see that one. There's a little side marker bulb there, and then you got this one, and then you got the get this one over here. And I'll take those out, and I was going to swap them all out with LED bulbs. And some of these, or a lot of these bulbs, are going to require a load resistor so they flash correctly. So we can work through that as well. But for right now, I'm just going to be working on this. So I just will twist this. Actually, that's what it's supposed to. I unplug this, got that unplugged, and then this part will twist off. And so I'll put that there. So we got the bulb out. Now let's see if this new one will fit in there. Alright, so I'm not sure if you really could see that too well. I was having a bit of a challenge there, but I had to push this LED bulb in there as far as it would go, and then this collar would turn just one way in there to make it lock in. So I finally got it to lock in. So it took a little while longer than I wanted to, but at least it's in there. And I got it pretty much in the direction I want. Okay, so now just a matter of where to locate this. I was trying to show you earlier, I got this bulb in there, and it was just a matter of turning this collar in there just in a certain direction to get it to finally lock in. So I got it in there good, And now, so you got this hole here, and it's right straight next to the battery, so just have to I'm going to have to remove the battery out of the way in order for this to fit in through the hole, and maybe somewhere in there or someplace like that, or out in here, maybe I can figure out a way to make it route the cables and whichever. So I may have to move the battery out of the way. Well, it turns out I may not have to remove the battery, and that will make it a lot easier. I managed to just run anti-flicker box through this large hole here, and then through on the other side. You really can't see, but I had just barely enough room to kind of snake this connector through with that anti-flicker harness right there. So that might be okay right there. Maybe I could, if there's really quite a way I could secure it. But anyways, we'll take this, and here you have the in and out. So it's going to go into just one way. So you get the orientated little plugs here. Well, what I ended up doing was I just ran the one end of the box through this hole here and on the other side, and I just managed to kind of get my finger squeezed in there enough to kind of plug in the one connector into the other, and then it's just a matter of going ahead and plugging it in on this bulb. But then of course now as you can see here, the little tab broke off, so as long as it will stay on, it will work. And of course I could probably I could get a zip tie around it, or a couple zip ties around it, so I just have to try to be careful on the next one. But meanwhile, I guess we can see if this will work. Yeah, I may not be able to see that in the bright sunshine, so let's take you down here. You can see that the bulb is on. We'll try the high beam. Probably see that a little bit better. When it gets dark out, I'll turn the lights on again. You can see. But for comparison, at the moment, even though it's bright daylight, that's the LED bulb. It's working both high beam, low beam on that, compared to the regular halogen bulb. So doing this side will be quite a bit easier. I'll have a lot more room over on this side to work on. It won't be quite such a pain in the butt. Just a matter of just trying to may have to remove some of this ducting maybe out of the way a little bit. So now just a matter of putting this back together. So we'll be back on that. Yeah, I had to cut off real quick. I wanted to put the zip tie around this connector so it'd stay on a lot more secure. And of course, before I turn the lights on, I plugged this back in. So now we got the we got these cooling braids all out here like this. Well, we can fit them through that little hole there, as well as this. So it looks like it's going to, looks flush all along here. And so we got that all back in, kind of making sure nothing's going to be cramped or crinked or whatever. Looks like it should be okay. It's just a matter of when you change out the battery, you just have to kind of keep those things out of the way. So once again, I got it all back in secure. So that's the low beam, and I may have to adjust that. There's supposed to be this adjustment thing, and I may not be able to get to it actually, unless I pull the whole thing all back out and mess with it. Compared to the old halogen. So work on that side next. Okay, so this side is pretty much the same as the other. These little black clips will pull out. And this will unplug. There, like that. See if I can not break something again. So I'm going to get it in there flat as I'm able to. I don't guess it really matters which way it's going to go. So I'll get that. Hope you can see that I had to turn it one direction to get it to tighten down and keep it secured in. And this is the adjusting nut inside here. Got my finger on it. That will turn. He can adjust the focus, and hopefully I won't have to mess with that. Alright, so I'm going to need to try to figure out how to orient these anti-flicker boxes in a little space there. I'll show you what I'm working on here in a bit. Okay, I worked on it for a little while. Didn't want to take too much time, and so I just turned the camera off for a while. So I got this plugged into this box here, and then from this box I got it plugged in to the other, and it's all plug and play. It's all going to be all in one orientation for these connectors, so you really can't get them wrong. So then after that, I just managed to just try my best to push them all back in these holes, in that big hole I mean, and then in a matter of trying to get the rest of it. Gotta put that through there. There. And so like I said, I got some other bulbs here. We got like that one. We got some other ones here on the side like that and this. So I'm going to change all of these out for LED, and the same way for the rear taillights. I'll convert all of those to LED on a future project when I get a little nicer, warmer weather, and get a little bit more time to work on that and make a video on that. So for now, get this plugged back in here like this, and we'll see if this headlight will work. So you probably saw that come on. That's low beam. That's high beam. So it looks like they're both working. Now just a matter of Getting this lined up again and get the little metal shims inside. Sometimes these are real kind of a pain to get in there, so I got that on there. So now just a matter of putting the large plastic cover back on. We'll have this done, and later on tonight, it's dark enough, I'll come back out here with the camera and I'll turn the lights back on. We'll see how well they look in the dark. So we'll be back here in a little while. Alright, well, it's dark enough. Let's see what these LED lights look like turned on. Wow. That's a hell of a big difference. Of course, I'm right close up next to the door, but still. That's high beam. That looks pretty good. So, like I mentioned before, at some point later on we'll get around to changing out all the rest of these incandescent bulbs to all LED, and it's going to involve using load resistors so they'll flash properly. We'll be changing out the LED lights on that and that one, so we need like 3 bulbs. There's a total of 3 bulbs in that, looks like. Yeah, 3. And then there's more in that back window right there. You can't barely see it. So a future project, I'll get some LED bulbs and swap them all out. But meanwhile, so that's the LED conversion on this 2002 Lincoln Town Car. So you can do the very same thing on your vehicle. Pretty much the same way. Just remove the bulb like you normally do and just put in the LED one. Plug and play your little boxes for anti-flicker and other things like the little ballast, and you can have LED lights. So at some point I'll take this for a drive and see how it lights up the road. It looks like it kind of looks like it's not too bad, and it looks like it's about level, at least here anyway. So maybe I won't have to mess with it, with the focus of the beam or anything like that. But if I do, it's relatively kind of painless. Just have to pull off apart the housing and get to the little adjustment, and then back and forth trying to see what's whatever with it. So in any case, go ahead and then subscribe if you wish to, like this video if you like, and leave some comments, and so stay tuned for the next project I'll be working on soon. Thanks.